This is Warner Todd Houston for Publius Forum.
And
So,
that is,
do you think we're a country in decline?
yes, we are a country, we are a nation in decline because our economy is declining. This administration is weakening our military. They are reducing our strategic international national security capabilities, like when they canceled the missile detection system that was slated to be built in Turkey. And the Obama administration just says, no, we don't want to do that. And we really don't have a real good reason as to why. He wants to cut defense spending as he tries to pander to other countries and trying to get other countries to like us. They're not going to like us. They're going to always be jealous of us. So, this world apology to him is ridiculous. And then he did two other things that has really just not set well with a large majority of the American people, and that is to try to downplay American exceptionalism. We are an exceptional country because we have an exceptional attitude about what it takes to succeed in this country. And most people want us to remain an exceptional country. Why should we work ourselves down to mediocrity? That makes no sense. Americans are proud. Why do people try to sneak into this country? They want to be part of this exceptional country. And so, that's just part of who we are.
Well, and that's why I think that you're such an inspirational speaker, because you're able to address those. I mean, Barack has said essentially the same things you have, but it seems to be a backhanded compliment when he says it. You seem to actually believe it.
I've done it.
Exactly. So the question I have for you then, one of the final questions here would be, is this the message, the main message you would have to all Americans, and most especially African Americans, because they are a sector of this country that have been left behind, due, in my opinion, to some of their own maneuvers.
Yes.
Some of their own anti-cultural maneuvers.
Yes.
And, we see Oriental people coming in from the various parts of the Orient, including India and Pakistan, coming here and succeeding almost immediately. I've talked to some actual Africans that have moved here from Africa.
Right.
And they look at our African Americans and go, what is their problem? So the question I have for you is this is the message for all Americans, but most specifically African Americans.
Yes.
What can we do to bring these folks into the idea of American exceptionalism?
My main message would be, first, I believe in the people of this nation more than I believe in government. I'm not going to be looking for government solutions to people's problems. I'm going to be looking for people to help solve that problem. Secondly, I believe government's role is to first protect us. Secondly, level the playing field. And for those Americans that have been adversely affected by the economy or circumstances beyond their control, I would basically have a philosophy of every government program is going to be designed to help you if you help yourself. Help people and have conditions so they can help themselves. Someone shared with me yesterday how, a guy has, 9 or 10 kids, and the system just pays him money for these kids. And he works, he gains the welfare system. He and his wife, they gain the welfare system, they gain the food stamp system. They drive around in fine cars, they got a beautiful home, and they don't work. They live off of the government. Well, that's not the way it's intended. So develop changes to the social program to help people. I have nothing against that. But the philosophy is going to be, but you're going to have to help yourself. And we're going to define what some of those things are. And I think the other thing is people want to believe, I think people want to believe in this country in terms of it being able to solve its problem. We've done it before. One of the greatest things about this country that has made this country great is our ability to change. It may have taken us a couple of hundred years to get rid of slavery, but we did. It may have taken us another 100 years to get rid of legalized discrimination, segregation, but we did. It's taken us about 70 years to start to approach equal opportunity, but we're making progress. The founders set the bar real high. We've been working up to that bar. We're not going to be perfect, but we're working up to that bar. And that's what's great about this country. And government's role is to remove barriers to success, as I talked about, for individuals, not create more. And so we've got too much regulation, legislation, and taxation. One of the things I do is I look at, okay, which laws can we unpass? Which regulations can we unregulate? When was the last time you heard them unpass a law? Never. They just keep piling stuff on. This Wall Street financial reform bill is a perfect example. We already have 2 oversight committees. One in the Senate headed up by Senator Dodd, one in the House headed up by U.S. Representative Barney Frank. Their committees are supposed to be providing the oversight to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. They dropped the ball. So what do they want to do? Let's create a new consumer-focused financial oversight commission and all of this. These are the same 2 crooks that allowed the situation to get messed up in the first place.
Right.
And now they're writing the new legislation.
And weren't they the ones that were on TV only months before everything collapsed saying everything's fine?
Everything's fine. We don't have a problem. They're in fine shape. So the main message is going to be, no, there would be several themes. I believe in American exceptionalism. And I believe that we need to remove the barriers that are causing this country to get weaker, reestablish our strong military. We need cut the military. I would we look for ways to make it more efficient. But government should remove barriers, and government should help people to help themselves, not make people dependent upon government.
The last question.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
What do you want to do? What do you want to run for? Where do you want to take this message and help the people?
I am in prayerful consideration of running. I ran for the United States Senate and came in an impressive second. And I'm prayerfully considering maybe running for president for the 2012 election. The prayerful consideration part is for the Father. I'm a man of faith. You don't make a life-changing decision without a lot of prayer. And so that's part of what I'm going through now. Secondly, and I got a lot of people praying for me and a lot of people praying with me. Secondly, consideration. When we take back control of the House of Representatives in November 2010, that's going to be a strong consideration. We have a HermanAidAPac.com.
Right.
You know, as we get thousands and thousands of people to sign up to be volunteers, that's a strong consideration. People that I'm reaching out to in terms of financial support, that's another strong consideration. The continued growth of the citizens movement that's going on across this country, that's a strong consideration. So there are a number of considerations that I will be looking at as an indication that people are going to get away from that old model of, well, he's never held public office before. Right. Look at the mess we have now with those that have held public office.
maybe
Do
the best
like
qualification.
what you see now?
Maybe the best qualification.
Yeah, you're right. I have never held public office, but I know how to solve problems. That's what I did all my career, solve problems.